I'm Gerald Morgan with Louder with Crowder, or as this board referred to us, a quasi-media outlet, and we're the ones that broke this story. I echo the thanks that all of these people have said. We should be here celebrating the fact that you guys did avert a tragedy. The police, the administrators, the board, the faculty, the teachers, everybody did a phenomenal job, right up to notifying the parents. The problem that I have is that there hasn't been accountability taken for that misstep. The question that I would have for the board, and maybe this can be brought up later, did you go home and talk to your kids after finding out this information? Did you lean into conversations a little bit more? Did you ask them more probing questions about their friends, about frustrations at school, about how they were feeling about life, about how events that happen around this country are affecting them? I imagine you did, and that's good. That's good parenting. Unfortunately, the board deprived all of the parents that are here tonight of that opportunity because they had no idea. And we all make mistakes, but I know that every single one of you are committed to the education of children. And one of the things that I know that you drill into us, rightfully so, is taking responsibility, accountability for your actions. And when this information came out, the response that we got, just want to make sure that I get it correctly. At no time were any of the students at risk, that you couldn't notify parents due to the legal process and restrictions, and that we, the media, were sensationalizing. This was a serious issue. And you know how I know? Because you took decisive action. Again, the right steps. On October 23rd, the student was suspended right after this interrogation happened. October 24th was a very dangerous day. Do you know why? Because in this police report, the student was actively recruiting somebody to be their Dylan to the Eric. Going to recreate Columbine. You had an exact time and day. You had means of doing this. You had plans. You had opportunity. And now you might actually have an accomplice out there. Nobody here knew that. Only you knew that. That's a big problem for these parents because they're their kids. You're entrusted to take care of them for a short period of time. They take care of them and protect them their entire lives. The information belonged to them to be able to do that job as a parent. And then you suspended them, permanently expelled them on December 6th. The right move. But again, parents didn't know that. They had no idea that this threat even existed. This has to change. The only thing that I can think of is that the lawyers are going to tell us that the parents here did not have a right to know what was going on in their schools. That can't possibly be the answer. I'm a parent. I have kids that are about to start school. If something like this happens, I have a right to know, and I have a right to use that information to say, you know what, I'm done. Public school, I'm done with it, I'm looking at other options, or I'm looking at more board members to see if they're going to notify us when these things happen. When things happened in the past, you guys notified parents. That was the right move then, it's the right move now, and it should have happened on October 24th, not February 7th. By a news organization in Dallas, Texas, coming out and saying what all of these parents should have known months ago. I am glad we're not up here talking about the ramifications of what could have happened. I'm glad that nothing happened for this person who was now given nothing but time to stew over this, and on October 24th could have made a phone call and said, hey, I got suspended. You're going to have to move forward without me. You remember what we said we were going to do in the classrooms and at the Times and the targets, the Christians, the preppy girls, the jocks? You're going to have to do it without me. These parents could have been your line of defense asking questions to their kids saying, hey, have you been talking about this stuff? Has this been happening? And if the lawyers said you can't put somebody's information out there specifically, I understand that too. They could have been very general. Lean in with your kids, guys. There's a lot of stuff happening in the world. Here are some of the topics we think you should be discussing. But instead, we get, nobody was ever in danger. How do we know? You guys thought it was serious enough then. What changed? Why weren't parents notified? They need answers. This has to change. If it takes a change in board to do that, that's fine. If it takes a change in attitude, that's what I would prefer. You have to understand that you deprive parents of this, and if you're going to say that the law is preventing you, then guess what? This fight just got bigger and the law needs to change. Thank you.